Welcome back to another episode of the JJs Declutter Podcast. We're excited to share a new fractured fairy tale with you. A fractured fairy tale is a fairy tale with a twist and us. Today's title is Let It Go, a Wintertime Decluttering Tale.
Once upon a wintertime, in a land blanketed with snowdrifts, icicles, and an alarming number of decorative throw blankets, there stood a kingdom known as Frosthome. It was charming, magical, and absolutely bursting at the seams with clutter. The snow sparkled outside, but inside the homes, things were piled so high you could lose a slipper and never see it again.
Frosthome was famous for its winters, long winters, dramatic winters that required at least 4 coats per person just in case the other 3 got emotionally attached to the coat rack. And because winters ruled the calendar, the people of Frosthome believed that they needed to keep every winter item they ever owned, loved, or briefly considered wearing.
Presiding over this kingdom was Queen Elsa-Light, a well-meaning ruler with a kind heart and a deeply complicated relationship with her stuff. She wasn't cruel or cold, but she did have one magical power that caused quite a few problems. She could freeze decisions instantly.
Give her a sweater she hadn't worn in 5 years, and she would say, I might need that someday. And poof, frozen in place forever. Old boots, extra gloves, scarves from questionable fashion eras, all preserved in icy indecision, like a museum exhibit called What Was I Thinking?
Her castle was a marvel to behold, made entirely of ice and packed wall to wall with closets. Not elegant wardrobes, not minimalist built ins, closets everywhere. Hall closets, linen closets, closets that opened into other closets, like a very chilly nesting doll situation.
And every closet was full, not neatly full, emotionally full. Coats leaned like they were trying to escape. Hats rained out whenever a door was opened. Somewhere deep inside, there was a box labeled winter stuff, which turned out to be 5 boxes stacked on top of each other, all labeled the exact same thing.
Oh, now, every fairy tale needs a villain, and Frosthome's villain was subtle but powerful. They were called sentimental snowflakes. They drifted softly through the air, whispering doubts and what ifs into everyone's ears.
They sounded sweet at first, but that was a gift. You wore that once on a good day. What if winters get colder? And before you knew it, a perfectly reasonable decluttering decision was buried under 6 inches of nostalgia and guilt.
The villagers tried their best, but clutter had become as common as snowflakes. Garages could no longer hold carriages. Mudrooms had become coat jungles. Every bench had at least 3 scarves living on it full time.
People spent more time looking for things than using them. They bought duplicates because they couldn't find the original. And every winter, instead of feeling cozy, they felt buried under layers of stuff they didn't even like that much.
My goodness, one particularly frosty morning, Queen Elsa-Light attempted to open a closet and was greeted by an avalanche of coats, boots, and one rogue earmuff that hit her square in the crown.
That was the moment she realized something had to change. Just then, a knock echoed through the ice castle, clear and confident, not apologetic at all.
At the door stood 2 figures wrapped in sensible scarves, holding clipboards and radiating calm. They smiled the kind of smile that says, We've seen worse, and we're not judging.
They introduced themselves as decluttering guides, travelers who helped kingdoms release what no longer served them. They didn't carry magic wands, they carried questions, gentle, powerful questions.
The first question they asked the queen wasn't, "Why do you have all this?" It was, "Does this keep you warm in body or in spirit right now?"
The queen paused. For the first time, the sentimental snowflake stopped whispering. She held up a coat that pinched, scratched, and made her grumpy every time she wore it.
She realized winter wasn't about having everything, it was about having what worked.
Together, they tackled one closet, not the whole castle, not the entire kingdom, one closet. They sorted gently, keep what fits, keep what's loved, let go of what weighs you down.
As the items left the castle, something magical happened. The ice walls shimmered. The rooms felt warmer, not physically warmer, but lighter, easier to breathe in.
Word spread. Villagers began decluttering their own homes. They donated coats that no longer fit. They released scarves that they never reached for. They discovered floors.
Winter didn't disappear, it became manageable, cozy, and intentional.
Queen Elsa-Light learned the greatest magic wasn't freezing decisions, it was trusting herself to let things go.
And so, dear listeners, if your home feels a little like Frosthome, remember this wintertime truth.
You don't need everything to survive the season.
You just need what works, what warms you, and what makes your life easier.
So
Let it
let it
go.
go.
Alrighty, now that you've heard our little tale, let's talk about some of the themes that we included. So the first one would have to do with decisions because Elsa Light would freeze all the decisions and things would just be there forever. And that is something that you can work on to get yourself through rather than letting things stop you. Go ahead and make that decision. There's no wrong decision. And be kind to yourself. Look at the stuff and just like Elsa Light did, if that coat is scratchy and it's not comfortable, go ahead and let it go. It's okay. And it's nice for things to go out and be used also.
Mhm. And the other thing that can freeze you in your place is procrastination. It's the I'll do it tomorrow syndrome. And I used to do that all the time when because I thought I needed the perfect time to get the job done. But that's because I was looking at it as a big project. It's like, oh, well, it's too late in the day. I'm going to put that off tomorrow. Well, a lot of the times that procrastination is because you really don't want to do whatever it is you're putting off. And you're making it bigger in your mind. So it's freezing you in place. If you start using the just do it mantra, you're going to find that things don't take as long as you think they're going to take you. And it's really not as bad as what you've been building it up to be. And the other thing is that if it is taking too long, then only work on it for, like a decluttering dozen or 12 minutes. Don't let your mind and procrastination freeze you in place and prevent you from doing things that really kind of need to be done
Right.
because 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna take as long as you thought it would, and if it is, then break it up into small doable doses. Don't think, "I have to be perfect. It has to be the perfect time. I've gotta get it all done right now." But don't
Absolutely.
procrastinate. Just do it.
Just do it. Let it go.
So
So then we kind of move into the closets. And Janice was sharing with me that she has like multi-purpose closets. And so, we have ours basically are too, because we only have so many. But so Janis, tell our friends here what it is you do with your multi-purpose
So
closets.
when you have a lot of closets, my house, Julie has the opposite. Julie has small closets. I have a lot of closets, and we've got room in our room. We have floor space in our rooms to have dresser drawers and things like that. So I basically have shirts and dresses, and that's about it that's hanging up in my closets. But I have a large closet. So on the other side of the closet, I started storing photographs, a lot of photographs. I mean, it takes up a whole half side of my closet. And I don't want it to do that anymore. I want to start using it for something, for storing something other than photographs. So I am making a commitment to work on this for at least 12 minutes a week. So it's not a huge commitment, but if you work on something just 12 minutes every week, by the time that you get to the end of the month, you've almost spent an hour doing it. Just think about it. And it's not that big of a deal. So if you have a closet that has things that you're storing in it that you don't want in there anymore, I'm going to challenge you to try and come up with a plan to work on the part of the closet that you don't want in there, and let's let them go or get them out.
Right. Right. And one of the other things is, since it is wintertime now and most of us have access to all of our coats and hats and scarves and all of that, now's the perfect time to cull those items.
Yep.
So you can already see the hats that you never grab to put on your head. You can see the scarves that you never go to. They always just sit there. You see the coat that you reach past and get a different coat. So take those things and donate them. Now, coats you
Right.
can donate generally to a laundry uh, dry cleaners, and they clean them and then give them to the homeless or shelters. And hats and scarves are the same. Gloves too. So there's things like that. I mean, you can just offer them up on Buy Nothing on Facebook,
Yep.
or any of those, just to neighbors. Since it's winter and there's probably rain or snow and stuff, I wouldn't say put it in a box for free at the curb,
And
because they'll get
no,
wet.
yeah.
But anyway, but those are some ideas of where to donate those kinds of things, just so that it makes it easier on you. Get them out of the closet, put them into the car, and then drive that car and go donate those things.
So another topic in the story was entryways, because they were talking about a bench that had the scarves that lived there permanently year round. So if you have an entryway that tends to get filled with things that don't belong there, why don't you try a weekly flat surface sweep, which is you set your timer for 12 minutes, you grab a bucket or a laundry basket, you go all the way around in that area and collect all the things that don't belong there, and then you put them away, because that will clear all the clutter and things that weren't put away from the area, and it's going to make your house look so much better.
Right, right. When you walk in the door and things are neat and tidy right in the door, it extends that feeling further into the home.
Mhm.
So as you're walking in, even if everything else is not really picked up as much, it still doesn't feel as cluttered if you're walking through a nice clear area. So yes, we strongly suggest doing the weekly flat surface sweep
Mhm.
in that entryway, and pay attention to the umbrellas or rain hats and things, so that you don't make a hazard of wet floors to slip on.
Yes.
So now we have a challenge for you. We I'm gonna let Janice do this.
You're gonna let me do the first one? Okay,
Yeah.
so you heard me talking about my closet. So we want I want you to pick one closet and do a decluttering dozen. That's just 12 minutes on the clock. Zone it, work on one section at a time. Don't pull everything out and it may get stuck in that necessary middle. Just work on it systematically. And when your 12 minutes is up, you can stop or you can set it for another 12 minutes. But if you're tired, give yourself permission to stop. Don't get worn out. You can go ahead and hit your timer to keep doing it, but don't do it for over an hour. You really should stop at that point, because if you don't stop, you're just going to wear yourself out. I mean, if I do anything for an hour, I'm ready for a nap.
Me too.
So, because I exercise for an hour and then I come home and I kind of take a nap. So, we don't recommend you do it for over an hour. And you need to give yourself breaks.
Absolutely. So the other thing that we invite you to do is join our community at www.abcdeclutter.com. And our other Facebook community is on Facebook. Our other community is on Facebook. I can talk. I really can. And the Facebook community is ABC Declutter with JJ community. So it is a private group, and we really encourage you to share your pictures, show us some befores and afters, see what else we've been doing in there, and you can ask for tips and hints and all that, and everyone will help you come up with an answer for what you're looking to do. So with that, we want to thank you for tuning in today, and as always, keep it simple,
keep it intentional,
and as always,
keep decluttering. Bye.